Hello folks, and thanks for joining me. I decided to give a little creek here a try that I haven't tried in a long time, close to home, and I thought I'd bring you along with me. This is the first pool here that just runs under a little bridge there, as you can see. And I've got my little 7.5 foot 3 weight with me this morning. And for starters, I'm going to try a little size 12 woolly worm. Had some luck here in the past fishing this little creek. So I'm just going to start by making a few casts out here in this deeper pool here. See if we can stir up a brook trout or two. See what happens here. There ought to be a trout or two hanging in here, but a lot of local people fish it with bait, and they don't practice catch and release, so you all know what that means. Usually goes home in the frying pan, but anyway. We'll just work our way down along here and see if we can find a trout or two. I usually let that woolly worm sink and I just strip it in nice and slow usually. Try to go across there, up in that faster water, let it swing around right there. See if we can pick up fish. We won't waste too much time in each hole here, we'll just move along here shortly. Just want to get my line out a little bit farther there. There we go. So we'll just walk along here. Cast along here. There always used to be a lot of nice brookies in here. Like I say, people may have kept a lot of them, so it's hard to say if we'll have any success or not, but we'll give her a try. Okay, let that cast out. Just strip it in nice and slow. And we'll see if anything shakes here. It's a nice morning, nice and calm, but they're calling for rain in a couple hours, so just thought I'd come down and see if I could get a quick video and hopefully catch one to show y'all. Okay, we'll move down along the banks here. We got see if we can find something here. Pretty sure they didn't catch them all out of here. You may even see one rise if we're lucky. Just gonna keep picking my way along here, casting along. You just never know. I'll try this woolly worm for a bit. If I don't have any luck, I'll try a little stonefly pattern that I've caught fish on here before. Quite a lot of brush here and behind me and stuff, so you gotta be careful with your back cast and a lot of grass. Just gotta watch what you're doing with your cast. We'll just pick our way along here. Surely we'll find a trout somewhere here, folks. I can remember years ago in this little brook when I first fished it, there was a lot of nice brook trout in here, but like everything over the years, it's dwindled. It's never going to be the same as it used to be. But, okay, I'm going to work my way up here. I see little narrow strips up here I want to try. We'll reel in and walk downstream here a bit. There's a couple holes right up here I want to give it a go, so bring that in. Walk it around here, take our time. And you got to watch the ditches and the muskrat holes here. A few tricky spots to walk, but just take our time. Okay, and here's a little hole here that might have a trout. Looks like a deep little pool right here. If I can get a cast in there is the next question, folks. We'll see. It's a really narrow little hole. Okay. Get the fly in there, you never know. Okay. Let that sink there a little bit. Definitely don't need much line out in these smaller runs. Not much line at all. Okay. Let that sink a bit and strip it slow. Like I said, I have caught some real nice brookies here in the past. Nothing so far, but we'll keep giving it a whirl down through here. It's definitely got to be a trout left in here somewhere. Okay. I'm gonna reel that up and go up to the next corner here. I see a corner up ahead that looks like it may have a trout. So we'll take a little walk up through here. Try right up here. See what this looks like up here, folks. I haven't been here in a while. It's grown up a lot. A lot more briars and bushes here than there used to be. Okay, this looks like a pretty good little spot right here. We'll go in right here and make a cast or two. Right in here, if I can get in here without getting shanghaied. It's quite deep right there. Looks like it might hold a brook trout. Get my fly out there without getting caught up. Okay. Strip it in slow. Be surprised if there isn't one hanging in there somewhere. Well, that doesn't mean he wants my fly, of course, but you just never know. Nothing so far. I'm going to cast down in there a little bit farther in the run there. Let it sink down. Strip it in slow. Like I say, you just never know. Go down in there a little farther. And by those sticks right there might be one. Trout definitely have lots of stuff to hide under in this little creek here, that's for sure. But like I say, they do fish a lot with bait, but I didn't know what to expect. But here, so I'm going to give it a rip anyways. We won't go down too much farther on this side. If I don't get one on the next spot, I'm going to switch up flies here. I'm going to reel that up, move on. Usually if they're going to hit that, they usually crack it pretty quick if they want that little woolly worm. Alright, grab my fly here and let's move down. Get along here ways. This place here, it gets in summer, you can't fish at all because the grass is up to your neck. So that's why I thought I'd come down and give it a few casts this morning here while I get a chance. Just to see if I could catch one for you. If not, can't say we didn't give it a try. Okay, this is quite a narrow little run here, but it looks fairly deep out there, so it's worth a try. Fly out there, that looks like a prime spot for a brook trout. Let's see here, folks. Let's get that in. Through there, bring it through that narrow strip right there. Just work it slowly. Okay. Nothing so far. Well, we may not catch one, but just want to give her a try. Okay, I want to switch flies here, folks. I'm going to put a little stonefly pattern on that I used to have a lot of luck in here, so bear with me while I change it up here. I'll take this guy off. Switch to a little stonefly pattern. Okay. It's actually a dry fly pattern, but I like to fish it dry and wet, just under the surface. So we'll dig him out of there. Give it a go. Pretty sure I tried this one on one of my past videos you may have seen. It's a really simple little fly. Just a little bit of caddis for the wing and tail, dubbing body, a little bit of grizzly for the hackle. We'll give this a whirl here. Get it tied on. And we'll give it a crack. See what it shakes. Anyway, it's a nice morning if the rain holds off here for a while. Alright. Snip that off and we'll cast that around here a bit. Okay. You can see that's dry, but I want to get it wet and fish it wet as well. Had a lot of luck fishing this pattern wet. Just under the surface too. But I have seen stonefly hatches here in the past. Little black stones, and there used to be nice brook trout coming up everywhere. I don't see nothing yet. We'll move down a little bit farther. Go up and try the next spot up here. Okay, there's another little hole right up here. We'll give it a whirl. See what anything shakes right over here. We can only go so much farther here, and then as you can see it gets too thick for fly casting. Then we'll go up on the other side and give it a try for a bit. You never know. Let that go down in there, and I'm going to bring it back under the surface. Just like so. Doesn't seem to be much in here this morning that wants to fly. Surprised there ain't one little fella in here. Usually there is, but like I say, I don't know how many people's been here fishing bait and whatnot, so it's hard to say. Just hard to say. There we go, folks. There's one. Nice brook trout. Come out of nowhere. That might be a brownie, actually. There is the odd brown in here. Let's get down here where we can land him. He come out of nowhere. Wasn't expecting that guy. That's a brown, folks. Small little brownie. Nice little brown. Come down here and so I can release him here. I gotta be careful on these old banks. That's a nice little brown trout, folks. There we go. We found one. Nice. You want the stonefly? There we go. Thank you, trout. Come up and play there with us. Get my hand nice and wet there. Get that hook out of him. That's on the little stonefly. He wanted that. He took it down pretty good, folks. So I'm going to get that hook out of him there. Pop that out. There we go. Give you a look at him. Whoops. Didn't quite get it out. There we go. Very nice little brown trout. I hope you can see me releasing him there. There he goes. Whoops. Caught in the net. There he goes. Well, there. We found a little brown. Not a brook trout I was after, but nonetheless, it's a fish. That's all that matters. So there's still a few in here. They haven't cleaned them out yet. I was wondering about that. But there's still some in here, folks. Okay. So it's worth another try. We'll keep going down. If I can get casting this other spot up here, we'll see. Well, there's one. Brown trout. Not a brookie, but it's a fish. Nice little trout. Alright, I thought I just seen one actually come to the surface, folks, just down ahead. I don't know if you can see that water moving there. See if I can get something up in here. We'll let that drift down. Well, that was a surprise. I didn't expect to get it brown, but I knew there was a few in here. There always used to be. But it's nice to see that there's still some in here. Okay. Let that drift. Didn't take long once we switched flies. We found one. That drift down on the surface a little bit there. Just under the surface is where I like it to be. Some really nice little holes here, but I don't know how much farther I can get up through. Not too much farther, I don't believe. But we'll try. Take a walk up around. You sure snapped that fly pretty quick, unexpectedly, but you definitely wanted it. Okay. A couple more casts here and we'll move down a little ways. Just want to get up in there a ways. Let that fly drift down under there. Just never know where they could be hiding a lot of times. Okay. Right there. Sometimes I just let the fly sit there in the current, just give it a little twitch, and that'll trigger a strike sometimes. They see it and they just give it a little movement underneath. Sometimes that'll do the trick, so we'll make one more cast and move up a little. Okay, I'll reel that in. We'll move downstream a little farther here. If I can get, we'll see if I can get a cast up around the bend here. See a good looking spot, but I don't know, maybe too thick for me to get a cast. We'll walk up around and check it out here. Well, there's one fish anyway, folks, a little brownie. Not sure if I can get any more casts on this side. We may have to move across. That's what it's looking like anyway right now. So we'll do that if I can't get a cast up here somewhere. I'll give it a try though. Looks like there's an opening right up here. Get a few casts or two right up here. Definitely need a small rod for these tight spots. 6, 7, 7.5 foot. This little 7.5 foot moonshine. Great little rod for these small spots. I see a nice pool right in there, folks. Looks like a nice run right there. I can get a cast in there, but we'll start right up here and work up towards that spot. It's a nice little area right there. Okay. Let's sneak right down here and see if we can make a cast. The main thing is to walk easy on the banks too. You don't want to come tramping down through. So that'll spook the trout very easy, the vibration on the banks. You definitely want to watch your back cast. For sure. Okay. Just never know where there may be a trout hiding here. Love to see some surface, but kind of early in the day for that, but I had to get out while I had the chance here. Try this little creek. I'm hoping to find a brook trout to show y'all, because I know there used to be some really beautiful brookies in here, but I'm not sure about now, but we'll keep giving her a rip through here. This little stonefly pattern. Keep giving her a try here. Nice pool right here, folks. Really nice pool right there. There ought to be a fish in there somewhere. Definitely a nice looking spot. I may have to try, you don't want this stonefly, I may have to try another fly in here, because too good a looking spot not to have a trout or two, you would think. Really nice looking spot right there. I'm going to dry that off and just let it float down there just for the heck of it. Yeah. I'll bring it back in under the surface. Wow, surprised. Great looking little spot. Okay. Cast a little farther down. Right up in there. Bring that around through. Got a strange current there. It's sort of taking my fly where I don't want it to go, but that's alright. Right along that bank. It's a good looking spot. Nothing there. Surprised. But this is the kind of hole bait fishing would stick to a hole like this. Very deep, so. Okay. Not sure there may be one in there, but go up ahead here a little bit. Fly her into the run. Cast up ahead. Come on, Trout, where are you? I think there'd be one there. Another one willing to hit that. Okay, I'll make another cast up farther in. Up in there. Surprised. Very surprised about that one. Up a little bit farther. Okay. Just have to be careful walking these banks here. You never know, there could be muskrat holes and whatnot. The black flies are sure out this morning, that's one thing. They're biting. Only the trout were biting as good as the black flies. It's a prime looking area right there. Nice looking spot. It's okay. We caught one anyways so far. Okay. I'm not going to spend too much time in each spot. We'll move up across the other side. I'm going to reel that up. And we'll move up. Go back on the other side we come in at, and I'll try a few holes on the opposite side of the bridge there, and then we'll probably call her quits after that. See if we can find a brook trout up there somewhere that's hungry enough to take this fly. So we'll mosey on up across that little bridge and try a few spots in there, and we'll call it. I just more or less want to come down. I haven't fished it, like I say, in a long time. Well, I want to see if there's any trout still in here. We've found one brownie so far anyway. So we'll mosey on up across here. See if we can find a trout willing to take across the other side there. We'll try a few runs up in there. Probably would have been better if I could have got here this afternoon, but then there's supposed to be a big rain coming, so late in the afternoon there may have been some flies on the water. I had seen some rises, but anyhow, we're not quite done yet. We'll give it another try on the opposite side here, folks. See if we can find a trout or two. Okay. Alright. It's not a very big area, but like I say, that creek runs through the woods for a long ways, but you can't fly fish that section, but there's a lot of good water through there. Alrighty. Okay, I want to try this big pool one more time with this different fly before we move across. Okay. Alrighty. Go across this little ditch here. Careful. Okay. Yeah.